Welcome to Keeping It Real with KC. I am your host, KC Phoenix, and I have another episode for you. As I mentioned in the previous episode, today I took last weekend off because I was celebrating my birthday. So, yeah, check that out in the ageism episode. You'll know what I did for my birthday weekend. And side note, it wasn't that glamorous. Very simple. All right. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. You can listen to the podcast directly at the podcasting website. KIRWKC.com will take you directly to the podcasting website. On the website, you will be able to access exclusive podcast only episodes. Within the title, you will see the letters PCO. That will let you know that it is a podcast only episode, meaning it will not be available on YouTube or on Daily Motion. If you want to follow on Twitter, at KIRWKC, on Instagram, KIRWKC. Now that I have that out the way, this particular episode sort of touches on two of my previous episodes in a way. One of my previous episodes was It's Okay Not to Look Back. The other episode was Run Your Race. For this episode, relating to those two episodes, which, as you had seen with the title, what people do with their money is none of your business. I hear people talk about how others spend money, especially now. And I don't want this to dive into really a political discussion because we don't talk politics on this channel. This is a anything but politics channel. We don't discuss politics here. I'm walking right up to the edge, though. I hear people say things where if they hear about somebody spending, I'll just say someone spent $250,000 on a car, they'll say, oh, well, they could have fed so many people with that money. They could have done this. They could have done that. They could have built a shelter. They could have whatever laundry list of charity stuff you want to choose from. What people do with their money is none of your business. I have, and I'm not saying this to brag or anything like that. This, I'm just telling you. I have a shirt that I bought. It's a Robert Graham shirt, which most of Robert Graham's shirts aren't cheap, but this is one of his more expensive ones. And the shirt cost a little more than $500. It's a beautiful shirt. It has crystals on it. It has watercolors. It has stitching and everything. Gorgeous, gorgeous shirt. Could I have bought me a $50 shirt and taken the other $500 and donated it to Feeding America or what have you? Yeah, I could have. But my question to you is this: how do you know I didn't already do that? How do you know what people do when it comes to charities and their charitable giving? You don't know. Here's a little secret that people don't seem to know about, which is shocking that it's a secret. Most people keep their charity donations to themselves. One reason is because if someone announced, oh, I gave such and such amount to this, I'll just make up something. I gave $1 million to this charity. Then people will already have their hand out, if they don't already. And that is the case, especially with like celebrities and athletes and things of that nature, where people who know others are well off, people around them already have their hand out. But if their charitable giving were to be public, that would multiply the hands out, creating more issues. And to take it a step further, even if they didn't donate, even if someone doesn't donate, they don't have to. It's their money. They worked for it. Now, yes, the old saying is, with great power comes great responsibility. To much is given, much is expected. I understand that too. However, they put in the work for whatever they have. Going back to what I mentioned at the beginning, run your race. It's okay not to look back. Those two things talk about distractions, being distracted. Why would you be distracted and feel it necessary to judge someone where you are not a part of the money-making process? The only time how someone spends their money should really concern you is if they owe you money. Now, if someone owes you money and they're at Neiman Marcus, even though Neiman Marcus is closed right now and bankrupt, but these are minor details. But if they owe you money and they're at Neiman Marcus with you spending money, then yeah, that's a problem. But for people who don't owe you money, and to be more direct, they don't owe you anything at all. When it comes to those who make money, just because you may know someone who has money doesn't mean that individual owes you something. Just because that person makes a lot of money doesn't mean that they owe something besides taxes. And it's not your place to determine what is owed for something that you didn't create, for something that you didn't work for. If you run your race, if you don't look back over there, focusing on what someone has spent, if Jeff Bezos wakes up tomorrow and says, you know what? I think I want to spend $200 million on a yacht. He can do that because he started the company, Amazon, which just started making money a few years ago, believe it or not. Some people don't even know that. But it's not anyone's place to judge or to say, oh, well, he's spending $200 million on a yacht. Why is he spending $200 million on a yacht? Why are you worried about it? Why don't you take that same energy of focusing on what people are spending their money on and focus on building your money up? Again, run your race. It's okay not to look back. You don't have to look over there where someone's spending money or look over there where someone else is spending money. Don't worry about where they're spending money at. Worry about where you're spending money at. Worry about what you do with your money. Because again, unless you are part of that person's accounting team, you don't know what they do with their money behind the scenes. You don't know how much money they give to charity. There are plenty of people that I know of that do not tell anyone that they donate money, like money, to charities throughout. And it amazes me how people get this, I guess you could say, envy, for one. And using that word made me think of DJ Envy, who's on The Breakfast Club. DJ Envy collects cars. That's what he likes to do. He spends money on cars. Some people could say, oh, well, he could spend money doing this or he could spend money doing that. It's his money. He worked for it. He can do what the hell he wants to do. If he wants to take $1 million and set it on fire tomorrow, he can do it because it's his money. Instead of focusing on how other people spend their money, focus on how you spend your money. So you can get the things that these other people that you are judging, criticizing, or making suggestions to on how to spend their money. That way, when you get your $1 million, you can say, you know what? Well, this person, they went out and bought cars, but me, I'm going to start a homeless shelter, or I'm going to go ahead and feed kids in another country, or I'll do this or I'll do that. But you can't put all of your energy into making it to that level because you're worried about looking back over at what everyone else is doing around you, spending their money, instead of running your race, focusing on your money so you can do with your money what you think should be done with money, or should I say large sums of money made by an individual. If someone wants to spend $1,000 on a pair of shoes or $2,000 on a pair of shoes, if it's their money, they can do it. Again, what someone does with their money has nothing to do with you. It's none of your business. And I think that's all I got for that. So yeah, focus more on you instead of critiquing those who have worked for what they have. Because me personally, I don't care how people spend their money. If they want to run out and buy a yacht, if they want to run out and spend $2,000 on a bottle of water. Now, not my thing, but if that's their thing, more power to them. If they want to go out and buy cars, more power to them. If they want to go out and buy real estate, more power to them. If they want to go out and feed the homeless, more power to them. If they want to build a homeless shelter, more power to them. If they want to spend it in the medical field to try and cure diseases, more power to them. It's whatever they want to do because it's their money. It's not my money. So I don't care. And you really shouldn't care either. If anything, you should be happy that people have reached a point in life, in their lives, where they can do certain things with money. That's an amazing thing, because throughout the world, there are people who don't have that luxury. And also throughout America, there are people who don't have that luxury. So for the people who are able to ascend to a higher tier of financial stability or prosperity, you should be happy for them, regardless of how they spend their money. You should be happy that they have the ability to do that, because if they did it, that means there's a possibility for you to do it. You don't have to have this thing of, oh, well, they got lucky. No. Luck has less to do with things than you may think sometimes. There are people who work really, really hard. And one of the old sayings that I've heard is, the harder you work, the luckier you get. So work hard and shoot for the stars. Don't worry about what someone should have done with the money that they spent. Focus on your money. Run your race. Don't look over there. Don't look over there. That's all I got. Thank you for listening and watching the show. I appreciate it more than you know. KIRWKC.com for the podcast platform with some podcast only exclusive episodes on there. KIRWKC on Twitter. KIRWKC on Instagram. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope to have another episode up very soon. And as I mentioned before, this is a weekend show. If I have the bandwidth to upload during the week, I will. But for the most part, this is a weekend show. And thank you to those who have been listening and watching over the weekends. I appreciate it. Be blessed.